Let's be clear. 2 hours in front of the mirror isn't equal to decades in the gym. Women often overestimate the real value and effort behind beauty prep, while undervaluing the years of work behind a man's physique or discipline. Section 1. The core miscalculation. Time versus money. 2 hours of preparation in front of a mirror is not the same as 20 years of disciplined training in a gym. Many people make a fundamental error when comparing these two efforts. They confuse the immediate cost of products with the accumulated investment of time and habit. This is a miscalculation. Money spent on a single evening's appearance is not a valid substitute for the thousands of hours required to build and maintain a physical form. Section 2. Deconstructing the cost of glamour. Perfume and makeup. Think about a bottle of perfume. The initial purchase might feel significant. A popular designer fragrance can easily cost $150. This figure is often used as evidence of a high-cost preparation routine. However, this is the total cost of the asset, not the cost of a single application. A standard 3.4-ounce, 100-milliliter bottle of perfume contains approximately 1,000 to 1,500 sprays. Simple arithmetic shows us the true cost per use. If the bottle costs $150 and provides 1,500 sprays, each spray costs exactly 10 cents. A typical application for an evening out might involve 2 to 3 sprays, totaling 30 cents. The same principle applies to makeup. A high-end makeup kit can represent a substantial initial outlay, sometimes reaching $1,000 or more for a comprehensive collection. Foundations, palettes, brushes, lipsticks. Again, people mistake this total inventory cost for the cost of a single application. A makeup kit is not a single-use item. It is a collection of tools and products used repeatedly over many months or even years. If a $1,000 kit is used for 100 separate applications, the cost per use is $10. If it is used 200 times, the cost drops to $5 per use. The value is distributed over time. Professional services such as hairstyling or a makeup artist carry a higher per session cost. A session with a makeup artist can range from $75 to $200. A visit to a hair salon for a complex style can be similar. These costs are real and immediate. However, it is important to consider their frequency. Most people do not hire a professional makeup artist for every date or social outing. These services are typically reserved for very special occasions, like weddings, galas, or major celebrations. Therefore, when someone claims they spent hundreds of dollars getting ready, it is crucial to ask for clarification. Are they referring to the purchase of new assets that will be used for months to come, or are they calculating the fractional per-use cost of the items they already own? More often than not, the perception of high cost comes from looking at the price tags of the entire inventory rather than the small portion consumed for one evening. This financial sleight of hand creates a false equivalence, making a routine act of preparation seem like a monumental financial sacrifice. The numbers tell a more modest story. Section 3. The math of an outfit. Cost per wear. Clothing and accessories follow the same economic logic as cosmetics. An outfit is an assembly of assets, not a disposable costume. The concept of cost per wear is a simple but powerful tool for understanding the true expense of a wardrobe. A dress purchased for $200 is not a $200 expense for a single date. If that dress is worn 10 times over its lifespan, its cost per wear is a more reasonable $20. The more an item is worn, the lower its effective cost for any single event. Consider a complete outfit for a formal occasion. A $400 pair of designer shoes, if worn to 20 different events, costs $20 per event. A $150 handbag used 50 times over 2 years has a cost per use of just $3. The dress itself, perhaps $300, might be worn to 5 major events, making its cost per wear $60. The total cost of the outfit for that one night is not the sum of the price tags, but the sum of the cost per wear, $60 for the dress, plus $20 for the shoes, plus $3 for the handbag, $83. A wardrobe is an inventory. Like any inventory, its value is realized over time and through repeated use. While trends change, classic and high-quality pieces have longevity. Savvy individuals style the same core items in different ways, creating new looks without new purchases. The math of cost per wear provides a sober, factual counterpoint to the dramatic claims of spending hundreds or even thousands on a single night out. The real cost is fractional. Now, let us turn our attention to the other side of the equation: the construction of a physique. This is not a project with a 2-hour timeline. It is an architectural endeavor measured in years, often decades. The currency used is not primarily money, but time, consistency, physical exertion. A well-conditioned body is not something you can buy off a shelf or apply in front of a mirror. It must be built, cell by cell, through thousands of hours of deliberate, repetitive, and often grueling work. Consider the simple math of time. A person who trains consistently 4 days a week for 1 hour per session accumulates 208 hours in a year, 2,080 hours over 10 years, 4,160 over 20. This calculation is conservative. It does not include travel, warming up, cooling down, or the additional hours spent on meal preparation. Muscle growth or hypertrophy is a slow, biological process. Visible changes can take 6 to 8 weeks for a novice. Significant changes often take 2 to 5 years. Elite physiques, a decade or more. Unlike makeup that can be applied and removed, a physique is a permanent feature of one's existence, as long as it is maintained. It is visible when you wake up, when you step out of the shower, and when you are wearing simple clothes. It is not an illusion or a temporary enhancement. It is a structural change to the human body, the physical embodiment of discipline. Women often think their effort to look good equals a man's effort to become what's good. The difference: his preparation is permanent. Hers is temporary. Makeup washes off. Muscle doesn't. Men don't get to rent results. You don't get to rent value and call it equal. 2 hours of self-styling doesn't equal 20 years of sweat equity. A man's physique isn't just vanity, it's evidence of dedication, consistency, and restraint across diet, discipline, and pain. Women often bring borrowed or temporary effort into spaces where men bring lifelong effort. Gym commitment, 20 years of effort. Makeup effort, 2 hours. Perfume cost, cents per spray. Outfit reuse, 10+ wears. When effort meets the mirror, only one side endures after you wash your face. The most significant work is often invisible, recorded on an unseen ledger of daily habits and choices. It is the decision to wake up at 5 a.m. to train before work. It is the choice to eat a pre-planned meal of chicken and broccoli instead of ordering a pizza. It is the commitment to get 8 hours of sleep for recovery instead of staying out late. These small daily decisions are the building blocks of transformation. This lifestyle requires constant low-grade sacrifice, of spontaneity, of indulgence, of comfort. These sacrifices do not appear on a credit card statement. They are paid in the currency of willpower and deferred gratification, day after day, year after year. This is not a temporary state for a few hours. It has become part of his identity, not a heroic, one-time effort. Quiet, relentless consistency, aggregation of thousands of unspectacular choices, the essence of long-term commitment. When we compare efforts, account for the hidden labor. 2 hours of grooming, a concentrated, visible burst. 20 years of training, a diffuse, invisible system of habits. The former adds a layer on top of the self. The latter forges a new self from the inside out. To ignore habit formation is to miss the main investment. The real work happens when no one is watching. The fundamental difference between these two forms of effort lies in their durability. One investment creates a temporary effect, while the other creates a durable asset. Makeup and styling produce a highly perishable result. Its value depreciates to zero in less than a day. Physical training produces a lasting result: muscle, strength, cardiovascular health. Those gains persist 24/7 if maintenance habits continue. It's a capital investment in your body. Think, building a house versus decorating a room for a party. Decorating can be intensive, arranging flowers, hanging streamers, setting the table, and it can look fantastic. After the party, decorations are taken down. the room returns to its original state. Building a house is long and arduous, laying a foundation, erecting walls, installing systems. When finished, the house stands for decades and provides continuous value. The physique is the house. Grooming is the party decoration. Confidence from a well-built physique is structural. It comes from knowing the work invested and capabilities earned, visible in posture, energy, and presence. It doesn't depend on external validation. Confidence from grooming is often event-dependent, tied to positive feedback from that evening. Both forms of effort have value. The goal isn't to devalue temporary efforts, but to classify them. Different investments, different rates of return. One is a short-term expenditure for a fleeting experience. The other is a long-term investment for lasting change. They are not the same. If the claim is that 2 hours of grooming is equal to years of physical training, then the challenge for establishing equivalence must be a fair one. Simply pointing to a receipt for a $400 dress is not a valid comparison to 10 years of 4 a.m. workouts. The units are wrong. Money versus time. A product versus a process. A true comparison must be made using a common denominator: hours of consistent effort. So here is the challenge. If you believe a 2-hour preparation routine is an equal effort to a long-term fitness journey, then match the hours. Do not show receipts, show a calendar. Commit to 4 one-hour workouts every week. Do it for a month, then a year. Plan your meals, track your nutrition. Choose sleep over late-night entertainment for 5 years and then 10. Let us end where we began. 2 hours of glamour is not equivalent to 20 years of grind. The idea that money spent equals effort invested is a fundamental misunderstanding of value. Makeup, perfume, clothing. Those costs are distributed over many uses, making the per-event expense minimal. The cost of building a physique is paid in a currency that cannot be bought. Thousands of hours of time, relentless consistency, and daily sacrifice. One is a temporary application. The other is a permanent transformation. Both efforts can be admirable, but they are not interchangeable. They exist in different categories of human endeavor. This is not a judgment on which path is better. It is a call for accuracy, to use precise language and honest comparisons. Do not compare your receipts to his hours. Compare your hours to his hours. The truth is found not in a shopping bag, but on the pages of a calendar. If you want to call it equal effort, match the hours, not the receipt. Don't confuse preparation with discipline. Your appearance can be impressive, but his effort is integrated into who he is.